Hello everyone, welcome to my Body by BBR programs. My name is Mr. Ping. I'm certified dietitian. Today is our first class. We'll talk about the vitamin B. Vitamin B is a very important nutrient for your weight control. But it's more than that. Vitamin B has many functions in our bodies. If you have a poor digestive system, you have a poor skin, and you have a low energy levels, these are all the symptoms of the vitamin B deficiencies. So before I start my lectures, I'd like to play a video to you. And because many people are not aware and why they're gaining weight, I often talk with my clients. They told me before 35 years old, I was fine. My weight is normal without any problems. But after 35 years or 40s, I start gaining the weight day by day, year by year, for no reasons. My food habits are the same. I didn't change my food habits, but why I gaining the weight, I don't understand at all. So from the video, it will tell you why you gaining the weight. Even your food habits are the same. Okay, so let's work on the video.
Most of us think we only put fat in our fat cells when we eat too much. But as Gary Taubes explains in Good Calories, Bad Calories, your fat cells are like rechargeable fuel cells. Every time you eat, you store some fat. In between meals, fat comes out of your fat cells to provide the fuel for your muscles and organs. If you're naturally thin, it's because you have efficient fat cells. Fat goes in quickly and it comes out easily. Your body doesn't need much fat because the little bit of fat you do have is a reliable source of fuel. If you're predisposed to be fat, it's because you have greedy fat cells. When you eat, you tend to store calories as fat instead of burning them. And when your other tissues need those calories, the fat comes out slowly if it comes out at all.
What are they doing? Did one of you guys forget to pay the food bill? Are you going to eat all that?
The end user of food that we eat are our individual cells. And it doesn't matter if it goes in our mouth. If it doesn't get to those cells, we starve. We starve at the cellular level.
And so you do exactly what your body is telling you to do.
Come on, eat something. A steak, will ya?
You eat more. In other words, you're not getting fat because you're eating more. You're eating more because you're getting fat. Most of us weren't born with greedy fat cells, but we can certainly make them that way. When you eat too many carbohydrates, you raise your blood sugar. Since high blood sugar is toxic, your body releases insulin to bring it down. But your body can only burn a little bit of sugar at a time. So what happens to the rest of it?
Your storage sites for carbohydrate are limited, and we've got unlimited storage places for fat. So the body ends up just converting the carbohydrate to fat.
And after bringing down your blood sugar, insulin does its other job.
Okay, here is a short pause. Let me explain this video. So this is our muscles, okay, and this is the blood vessels, right? So I mean insulin. So once you taking some glucose, the carbohydrate, the food will be converted to the glucose, right? So this biscuit bag means the glucose, and then the glucose will be converted to the free fatty acid by liver. This is the liver. So if there are too much of the glucose in your blood, they will be converted to the free fatty acid and stored in your fat cells. Okay, let's continue.
It tells your body to store fat. When you have a healthy metabolism, it only takes a little bit of insulin to bring your blood sugar down, and then everything goes back to normal. But over time, that can change.
The cells can become resistant to the effects of insulin. In essence, when that happens, insulin's talking, but the cells just aren't listening. And so they don't get the message from insulin, so they don't do what they're supposed to do.
Hello? Stop hitting me. I'm not hitting you. Stop hitting me. I'm not hitting you.
And so your body does what it has to do. It starts producing more insulin.
You finally reach the point to where your insulin's high just to keep your sugar normal, even if you're not eating any sugar. And then when that happens, then it's starting to drive stuff into the fat cell, and then you've reached this point where all of a sudden, bam, accumulate fat.
Okay, very nice video, right? Okay, so now you understand why you got fat. So if you taking the wrong food, means the poor carbs, you'll be elevating your sugar, your glucose in your blood too fast, and after some time your tissues will be less sensitive, not so sensitive to the insulin. So there will be this glucose will not be taken by your tissues or cells, and then your insulin increase, still no use, right? So liver now converting this excess glucose into the free fatty acid and convert to your fat. Okay, page 3. So the nutrients, we have macronutrient and micronutrients, right? Macronutrients like a protein, carbohydrate, and fat. Micronutrients are vitamin and minerals. So just give you the examples. This is the piston of the engines, all right? So are you taking for the piston, in order to operate, we need to inject the fuels. So macronutrients like fuels to the engines, right? So once the fuel inject to the cylinders, then spark will be ignite the sun flames to light up the fuels, right? So the spark just like your micronutrients. So in order to make the engine running, we require the fuel and require the sparks to ignite, right? So same to your body, we require macro and micronutrients together, right, to make our body function normally, right? Page 4. When we talk about the vitamin B's, it's a kind of families with a B complex from B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, B12, right? Even the choline, this also belong to the B families, right? So all of them need to be available together when they then they can be absorbed. Only taking 1 or 2 B vitamins will deplete others and cause deficiency of other B vitamins. So very important. Some people told me they have kind of a B12 deficiency. The doctor prescribed the B12 supplements, but they taking for some time not very useful, because when they taking the B12, the body also requires B1 to B9 together. If you taking B12 alone, it cannot be absorbed properly. Right. So let me introduce. So this is page 4. 3 key functions of B vitamins. Right. B vitamins, there are many functions. Here I only highlight 3. Right. First one, most important one. B vitamin in charge for energy conversions, the energy metabolisms. Right. Promote the metabolism of the fat, protein, and carbs. So B vitamin can help to burn the fat, avoid the fat accumulations. Right. Some people saying they feel heat if they're eating food. The reason is because they don't have sufficient B vitamins. So this kind of protein food, the carb food, and this kind of food after after digestions, it cannot convert to your tissues properly. Then these calories will be accumulated in your digestive systems, right? So B vitamin also is kind of coenzyme of protein, carbohydrate, and the fat digest enzymes. From these figures, from these photos, this is the rock, right? Rock give you like protein, carb, and fat. We require this machine to break down the break down the rocks, and then doing some process, convert to the construction materials, right? So the machines like a digest enzyme. Some people fear bloating and they have digest problems because they don't have sufficient digest enzymes. Page 5. Symptoms of deficiency. Right, when you show off the vitamin B and vitamin B deficiency, you are facing, normally you have a digest problems, like a more gastric acid, the gas problem, bloating, diarrhea, low appetite, and heartburn sensations, and low stomach acidities, and also even the B12 deficiencies will happen. And then the second symptoms are the key problems. You have oily skins, oily scalp, and also some red nose. The third symptom is you easy to have inflammations. You easy to have mouth ulcers, mouth sores, digestive system ulcers, all related to the B deficiency. Okay, and some other symptoms like brain function will be affected. For the kids, they easily have the ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorders. They cannot sit down properly. In the office, they cannot focusing, they cannot concentrating on their learnings. Emotional disorders, the mood swing, irritabilities, easy to be angry, right? Also craving for sweet. So some people say, I cannot control. I just craving for sweet, craving for chocolate, craving for cake. And do you know why? Because they show off the B vitamins, right? If they can take in more B vitamins, they can reduce their craving sensations. Also craving for alcohol, and easy feel tired, even after food. Taking the food, not too much use, still feel tired. Fatigue. Okay, next page. Another function is to produce red blood cells. The major B vitamin families for the blood cell producing is the B12, B2, B6, and B12, and folic acid. The symptom of the deficiency including anemias, and the B6 deficiency causes you feel nausea. You easily have a car sick, eczema. B12 deficiency, you have a numbness. Your peripheral nerve will be not so sensitive. For folic acid deficiency, you easily have a deformed child with birth defect. Next key features is the nerve conductions. So this is a two nerve, right? The gaps will be conducted by some materials produced by B vitamins. The key B vitamins are B1, B3, B5, B6, and B12. The symptom of deficiency, you have a slow reactions, poor memories. Okay, I have one friend, and he always fell down. Sometimes here, sometimes there. The reason some people they easy to fall because their coordinations of the limbs, of the leg and arms, and their balance control is not so good because the nerve control the muscle, right? Without the good conductions of these nerve signals, the person cannot coordinate their muscles properly. So that's why they easy to fall. Who need more B vitamins? For diabetic patients, because diabetic patients normally they have a slower healing of the skin injuries, right? So they need to pay more attention. The second one is the liver disorders, because the liver requires a lot of B vitamins to function normally. The gout, the kind of arthritis, the B vitamin can remove the lactic acid, and also very important for pregnant and lactating ladies. Fatigue, too much medications. If you are taking too much medications, you need to increase your B vitamins. Okay, next page. So work together with other nutrients. the B vitamin alone is not sufficient. We also require the proteins. The protein to the body like a bricks, for constructing a house, right? Without the bricks, without these cements, we cannot build a house. Without the proteins, we cannot repair our tissues. So protein is very important. Also the vitamin C. Vitamin C can also accelerate in the fat burning. Based on the research from the Taiwan Obesity Medical Associations, they compare with 400 outpatients cases. They found the people taking vitamin C with food, on average, a monthly reduction of 0.75 to 1 kilo of the body weight. So what's the secret for weight loss? You require high quality protein, require B vitamins, also the vitamin C. Okay, sure. Here are some symptoms of lacking vitamin B, and you are your best doctors. By checking the symptoms from your face and your tongues, you understand the status. First symptoms, blue eye whites. It's deficiency of the folic acid and irons. And some kids, some children, they have a blue eye whites. So don't be too happy. It's not means the kids have special eyes. That means high possibilities the kids they have anemias. Next one, yellow eye white. Eye white become yellow. It's kind of a jaundice, abnormal liver functions. It's deficiency of the B vitamins. Next one, red eye whites, itching eyes. Also the deficiency of the vitamin B. Red lips, ulcer on mouth corners is related to the B12 or iron. Acne, pimples, okay, blackhead, whitehead. This is a deficiency of the vitamin A, vitamin B, and proteins. Strawberry tongues, they look very tasty, right? Like a strawberry. So this is also a very typical symptoms. And geographic tongues, like a map. It's also show of a lot of vitamin B. Fissuring tongues, the cracking tongues. Sore-edged tongues. You can see the marking here. The reason they have this sore edge because the tongue is swollen. So this is a teeth mark. The swollen tongues will be touching the inside of the teeth, right? So making this teeth mark. So this is a healthy tongue, very beautiful, right? It's very smooth with round curve on the edge, pink color, no cracking, and with very nice taste buds, and no thick coating on tongues, no white coatings. Okay, food source of B vitamins. Actually, to get the B vitamins from the food is not so easy, right? And the source for the veg food, such as the whole grain, the brown rice give you the vitamin B, the legume, nuts, dark green leafy vegetables. For non-veg, it's primarily from the animal organs like livers, the meat, the egg yolk, the milk also give you some B vitamins. The yeast contain a lot of the B vitamins. The yeast used to making the bread, but not easy to get it right. Normally the Indian diet not taking the yeast. Okay, some special ones like a B1 is primarily from the sweet potatoes and soya beans meat. B2 from the egg yolk, cheese, mushrooms. Niacin, the B3 from the yeast, fish, milk products, and the pentocetic acid from the leaf and dark green vegetables. B6 from the cabbage, bananas, nuts. Folic acid from orange, yeast, dark green vegetables. B12 from the animal product, majorly, like a fish, meat, and milk and egg. For the vegetarian people, and easy to have the B12 deficiency, so supplement of the B complex is recommended. So we suggest if you really need to take some rice, please take the brown rice, or using the whole wheat to making your chapatis. Why? And so this is the photo. Compare the whole grain versus the white grain. So what is the white grain? White grain is on the right parts. White grain, no skin, no browns, right? No germs, right? Only the primary the carbohydrate and very limited proteins, right? So if you take in the whole grain, the brown rice, you give it the brown. Give it the brown is full of the fibers, and of course give it the carbs and the proteins. And most important, the germ contain the vitamin E, vitamin B, and the healthy fat. Okay, how do you define no illness? No illness equal to health? No, not really. Because sometimes you have headaches, but you go to the doctor, you see a doctor. The doctor doing all the medical checkup. Your sugar normal, cholesterol normal, and your urine is normal, but you still have headache, right? So doctor will ask you, go home and take some sleep, but you still have the headache, right? So this means no illness, but you have some symptoms. You are not healthy. You are not healthy. Okay, O equal to sick. For the old people required to sick and pass away? No, it's not true. You can be old but very healthy. Okay, so this photo look like father and son, right? The left one like a son, right one like a father. Do you agree? The truth is they are twin brothers. This is the picture when they was small, right? But why make such a difference? This brother, left one, and he look after his lifestyle, he look after his food. Very important, he's taking the supplements. The right one just ignore everything. And unbalanced food, poor lifestyle, and no supplementations. So that's why making the difference. Right. So actually taking the supplements is highly recommended because from our daily life and not easy to get balanced food. I'm taking the Nutritional product for over 20 years. It gives me very good health. Now even though I'm more than 50, my energy level is good. When I wake up, full of energies. Right. So Nutritional is the world's only one with their own organic farm to plant, harvest, and manufacture vitamins and minerals. No outsourcing, so all the quality control is very good. So they have the ladybug to remove the insect, grasshopper to remove the insects, earthworm to replenish the earth, the soil, and no chemicals, no fertilizer at all. So this is the product, the Nutritional B, Nature B. Is the B complex, B vitamins. And one tablet will give you this much of dosage, B12, B2, B3, B6, B9, B12, B5, and PAP, Papa. Okay, so it's nature organic, no preservative, no colorants, provide nature vitamin Bs, all the B families. And is extracted from nature and nature's yeast, highly absorbed by the human body. Okay, so this is my last slide, a short video, and the video was recorded by the Canadian government. It compared the difference for the same persons with different lifestyles. Okay. So make health last. What will your last 10 years look like? Okay, let's enjoy the video.
What will your last 10 years look like? Will you be quick enough for a game of tag with your grandchild? Strong enough to embrace every moment? Will you grow old with vitality? Or get old with disease? It's time to decide. The average Canadian will spend their last 10 years in sickness. Change your future at makehealthlast.ca.
Okay, so what's your choice? You want to spend the last 10 years of life with your family or with the hospitals? So do something different now and follow the menu program, and I guarantee you can enjoy your life very much.